In this video, I'm going over 10 traits of low-value male social outcasts. If you relate to most or all of these traits, you're probably a very low-value male, at the bottom of the social ladder. Before we get into these 10 traits, I'd like to preface this by saying that this is not one of those videos that tells you 10 things to stop doing if you want to be a Chad, or 5 things that you need to get rid of if you want to level up your life. No. These traits are consequences of being low value in ways that are extremely difficult, if not impossible, to fix. These low value traits are the effects of being low value and not the causes. And in this video, when I say the phrase low value, I'm referring to your baseline value just for existing as a human being. I'm not referring to earned value, such as how much money you have, or if you have a university degree. I'm talking about the value that you have as a person by default. And of course, that value comes from none other than looks. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. These 10 traits are in no particular order. The first trait is you don't relate to pop songs. Pop music is written to be relatable to the greatest number of people. It's designed to appeal to the masses. And if you don't relate to the lyrics of pop songs or the music videos, then you've probably missed out on a lot of social experiences. If you turn on the radio or hear a pop song playing at a store and you think, wow, my life has literally nothing to do with that, well, I'm sad to say that you're probably a low-tier male. Trait number 2 is if you were in school and you had high value in an academic context, say that you did well on tests, maybe you always did your homework, maybe you had pencils, pens, scissors, anything that other students who didn't have the supplies could ask you for. And yet, even though you had these things, that you had the academic value and intellectual value, people who sit very close to you or right beside you, they still ask students who are farther away in distance, maybe on the opposite side of the classroom, for help or for materials or supplies, even though you are right there. Now, sometimes the other student that they ask could be their best friend that they've known for years, but most of the time it really isn't. They're just another classmate, just another student in the class. So why don't they ask you? Well, it's because your value is so low as a person that actually spills over into your academic value or your intellectual value. You might be the best student in the class, the smartest, the top student in your high school. But because you're such a social loser, the lowness of that value diminishes the value that you have intellectually. So even though you're smart, they don't even ask you for help with school stuff. And it's a well-known nerd trait for people to not care about who you are as a person, but they would always ask you for help with their schoolwork. That's a nerd trait, but this is worse than that. You see, they don't even ask you for help with their homework. They don't even do that. They'd rather ask someone who is worse at the subject, who is known to be worse at the subject. If they don't have a pen or a pencil, they don't even ask the dude next to them. And they know you have it. If you have experienced trait number 2, then your male value is probably bottom 2%. Low value ultimate loser trait number 3, you approach socialization tactically or strategically and you study it by the book. Okay, normal people don't read 48 Laws of Power and How to Win Friends and Influence People in order to escape loneliness. They don't have to do that. They just go with the flow. They just do whatever feels right. And they have lots of friends and they have a great social life. And you, if you're a low value male, you probably might have read these books and go like, oh, if I use this persuasion tactic, if I use this, psychological trick, if I use this strategy, if I say the right words in the right order at the right time, then that's going to work. That's going to get me the friends that I need. That's going to get me the social life that I've always dreamt of. Right? And like I said, normal people don't do this. They don't need to have a strategy when it comes to socializing. They don't need to approach making friends in a tactical sort of way. They're not sitting at their computers in the middle of the night watching Charisma on command and taking notes and thinking, man, these strategies are going to take me to the top. While you're studying psychology and human interaction and formulating these plans for your next move, other people are partying, having fun, going out with their friends. They're doing the stuff that you're studying to try to do, but they do it naturally. I'm not saying that you shouldn't read How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I recommend that you do read that. But if you feel like you have to do this just to make it in the social realm, then you're probably extremely low value as a male. Trait number 3.5 is being unsubscribed to Turbo Black Pill. If you're not subscribed to this channel, what are you doing, bro? You're truly a bottom of the barrel male. Trait 4. You can't get away with being a jerk to others, but others can get away with being a jerk to you. If a sub-5 manlet, ultra-low value male is ever rude or disrespectful to someone who mogs him, the low-value man's reputation, if he had any to begin with, is done, is terminated, it's over. People will start to really dislike that low-value male for being so rude, for being such a nasty person, right? But that low-value male often experiences the same rudeness and disrespect from others. But those people don't seem to suffer any negative consequences in their social lives from acting that way. It's like if you bully someone, oh, you're such a bad person, bullying is not cool. But when someone bullies you, no one even says anything. They're not viewed in a negative way because of it. If this trait applies to you, you're ultra low value. And the reason for this trait is the next trait, power imbalances. That's trait number 5. If you're a low-value male social outcast, giga loser, you might be familiar with being told to leave, being told that you can't sit at this table, being told to shut up, stop talking. People are always telling you what to do, but you never get to tell anyone else what to do. It's a power imbalance. And when this is combined with the third trait, having a strategy or tactics to your socialization, it really makes it look like you're at the bottom of a company. You're the employee and Chad, or the popular kid, is your boss. Or you're at the lowest rank in the military, and the Chad or the jock or the popular guy is the commander. You're at the bottom and you have to follow orders, but you just got to work your way up, When trait number 3 is combined with trait number 5, you're trying to go from employee to VP, or from VP to CEO. You're trying to level up, work your way up from the bottom. But it doesn't really work, because social life is not a company, and it's definitely not a meritocracy. If you're the janitor or the low-level employee equivalent in the social space, you're not going to get to the social equivalent of a CEO or even a manager. Because you're a low value male. For males in this situation, it's not that they're low value because of skills they don't have. They're low value because they are them. You're low value because you are you. Trait number 6, standing up for yourself doesn't work. Common advice given to people who are getting bullied or just disrespected, people who are struggling socially and don't have a lot of friends. They say, hey, just stand up for yourself. If someone disrespects you, if someone's rude to you, just stand up for yourself. Set boundaries, they say. This works for normal people, but it might not work for an ultra low value male, because the only value that others see in him is comedic value. To others, that low value male exists for nothing but being the butt of a joke. So if he stands up for himself and says, hey, I'm not going to let you say those things about me anymore, I'm not going to let you make those jokes about me, then they just stop associating with him. Or they might not even listen. They might just keep on making those jokes because they don't care one bit about him as a person. They only care about making fun of him because to them, that's all that guy is useful for. You're like a comic relief character in a movie. As soon as you tell people, hey, you're going to stop making those jokes about me, bro, your value goes from 1% to 0%. For lots of low-value males, especially short males, Standing up for yourself doesn't work. Outcome 1 is that they just completely ignore him. They keep making fun of him and being rude and disrespectful to him. Outcome 2 is that they actually listen. They go like, hey, look, we're going to stop that. But they completely stop associating with him and interacting with him at all. So now he's just all alone. What you're trying to do when you stand up for yourself is not to get people to stop talking to you. It's to get people to respect you and to treat you with decency. But if your low value people just aren't willing to give you the time of day, they might just stop talking to you altogether if you stand up for yourself. Outcome number 3, it just invites some big bully guy to put him in his place and dominate him. Like if a short guy tries to stand up for himself in front of a tall guy, the tall guy it's not going to work, right? The tall guy is just going to put him in his place and dominate him. Now let's move on to trait number 7. You must be a leader or initiator in order to get anything. And people say, oh, well, being a leader or initiator, that's good, right? You're the host of the parties. That makes you the real cool guy, right? The high status guy. You're the one who's setting up the events. You're the organizer. You're the initiator, right? You have balls. Sounds good. And it's not a bad thing to be the leader or the initiator. The point I'm trying to make, though, is that most people don't need to be the leader just to get anything in their social lives, right? If you need to be the initiator just to get into any social events, then that's a low value trait, right? If the only way you can get into a party is to host one yourself, like, come on, that's obviously low value. A Chad gets invited by others, and he can invite others if he wants to, but he doesn't have to. But a low value social outcast loser has to be the leader, has to be the one who invites people, because no people invite him. And even when he's the initiator, it's just not guaranteed. People might not even come. The 8th trait in this video, status comes in very short spikes rather than being consistently maintained. You know, a short spike of status, we're talking like really short term. Let's say a kid does a backflip. Whoa, he's so cool. He can do a backflip, right? That's very short term. Maybe medium term, maybe someone makes an app. It makes a viral app. Maybe someone makes a viral video, and then he's going to be cool for a few days, few weeks, maybe a few months, but it's not going to last, right? The status is a spike. Once you do something cool, you know, your social status spikes up, but it decays very quickly over time. Compare that to, you know, a popular person's social status. It's just constantly high. You know, it's pretty much a flat line. Yeah, it ebbs and flows, it goes up and down, but it does not spike up and decay quickly. Chads don't have to routinely come up with cool things to refill their status bars. Their status bars are always filled by default. Okay, their status bars don't decay over time, and they don't have to, oh, what's this next cool idea I'm gonna have that I can boost my status up for a few days or weeks? Chad is cool. Cool as in a state of being. In contrast, a low-value man is not cool. He can only do cool things, but the things are cool, he is not cool, and that's why his status is never able to be consistently maintained. Trait number 9, we're almost at the end. Trait number 9 is Eminem mindset when it comes to social situations. What is Eminem mindset? Well, look at the lyrics of the song Lose Yourself by the rapper Eminem, and you'll see what I mean. Someone who has very low social value might think something along the lines of, this is my only shot. This is my only chance to make friends. This is my only shot, my only opportunity, once in a lifetime opportunity to get people to think I'm cool. This is it. I must not and cannot fail this. This is my shot. And this type of mentality, this type of attitude is a low value trait. Because Chad never is in a dire situation socially. He never has to go like, oh, this is my only opportunity to make friends. He has enough friends. He has abundance. Whereas a low value man has scarcity. And that's why he has these moments of, this is my only shot. This is my one shot to get friends, to get a girlfriend, to get people to think I'm cool. Chad never has to deal with these things because he has abundance. He selects. He's the selector. Okay. A low value man is the chaser. He has to chase opportunities, but opportunities come to Chad. It's the sub-5 male who's listening to Eminem Lose Yourself the night before his high school's homecoming dance. Chads and normies never stress over this kind of stuff. Last trait in the list, number 10, you have a transactional view of human relationships. Now, a transactional view of human relationships is not a wrong view. I believe that it is true. But it's usually people who are in the bottom half of the social ladder who see it this way. People who are at the top of the social hierarchy are used to people being nice to them without them first having to do something for them in the first place. To them, most people are just nice people. But for someone who's not in the upper part, but was rather in the lower part of the social space, a low value male, his experience in socializing is kind of like an input-output system. Effort goes in, value, you give value, you do something that takes work, you give value to someone and they reciprocate it by giving value to you. It is an exchange of value. It is a sort of like an economic, transactional value exchange way of modeling human relationships. And again, this is not a bad thing to believe, but it just correlates with being low value because this is the experience, the lived experience of a low value male. He puts something in, you put in the work, you put in the time, and then you get back some reward, which would be, getting to go to a party or having someone talk to you, you put in the input and you get interaction in return. You get companionship in return. You put in the hard work and give a certain amount of value to someone and you expect the hard work to pay off in the form of them reciprocating it and giving you value in return. And you hope maybe you'll earn a profit. Maybe they'll give you more value than you gave them. Yeah, that's a sweet deal. We're making social profit here. It's like money. You put in the hours, you give the value to the employer, he gives you a treat, some money, a paycheck. That's the experience of a sub-5. But for a sociable person, like a Chad, right, he is already far beyond this level. Okay, he's not concerned with getting social interaction, right? Keyword is get. People who have abundance do not focus on getting resources that they already have. For example, a rich person's number one concern is not, how do I get more money, right? He thinks about, how should I spend my money? What luxury car should I buy? What first class plane ticket should I buy? Where should I go this holiday? Which tropical island should I go on vacation to? Which yacht should I buy? How should I invest my money? Should I invest in some real estate? Should I buy this stock or that stock? That's what a rich person's thinking. He's not thinking, how do I get more money? How do I get more money? That's what a poor person is thinking. Same when it comes to social life. The top male in the social hierarchy, he is not thinking, how do I get friends? How do I get more human interaction, bro? I need to get some more companionship, bro. How do I get girls? I need to get some women. He does not think that way. He has all of that already. That's a given. So he thinks, what club should we go to? I got my 50 guys with me. We're all going to go out and throw a huge party. What mansion should we throw the party in? What beach should we go to? What concert should we go to, right? Which one out of my 5,000 Tinder matches am I going to pick to be the one tonight? He is making these kinds of decisions, not, how do I get more? How do I get more social interaction, bro? Bro, I need to be on the grind, bro, so I can get more pussy. Yeah, having this transactional way of thinking about obtaining social connections and relationships is a trait of an extremely low value male. That's it for my list of the top 10 traits of low value male social outcasts. If you like this video, please leave a like. Please consider subscribing to this channel if you're interested in more black-pilled videos just like this. Leave a comment down below. Do you agree with my list? Do you disagree with some of the points I made? Leave your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.